Hello, welcome to Pendulum Fridays for Friday, August the 18th. Thank you so very, very much for being here at Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. For those of you who might be new or have sort of missed this part of my little pendulum speech, pendulum, because it is so short, responds very, very quickly. And you will see a slight vibration in my hand. That's simply the energy that's moving in this area. Pendulum needs my hand in order to connect. So that's how it goes. Pendulum, show me that you're ready to talk, and you'll see it goes side to side. And pendulum, show me yes. And it goes back and forth. There's this thing slipping. And pendulum, show me no. And that's a no, round and round. All right, let's get cracking here. Will D-Joy finally be gone? Is he going to be removed from his post? Let's narrow that down or broaden it out, I guess. Is D-Joy going to be gone as, what is he, Postmaster General or something? By the end of this term of Biden being in office, is he going to be gone before then? Okay, that looks like a yes. From what I understand, Biden just can't go in there and say, you fired out. It doesn't work that way. There's like a grouping of people who make those decisions. And I guess because of the way the group is, Biden doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle room there. So just so we know. Congress people, will the Congress people who gave those pre-J6 tours be punished in any significant way? No. Sorry, I'm holding this pendulum funny and it's... Will Trudeau run for re-election here in Canada? But I'm sure that election's at least 4 years away or so. Let's see. Is Justin Trudeau going to run for re-election as Prime Minister of Canada in the next election? Okay, so when that happens, it means that there's no answer right now. Okay, so the reality is this, right? All of us function with free will, as do the people in situations, that we're asking about. I think it's just too early. I think he's got enough going on in his world right now. And I think he's just not going to be able to make that kind of decision. Okay. Somebody wants to know if Trump is going to become unstable enough during the next, what is that, 18 months or whatever it is, so that he is not able to get the nomination or the presidency. Is he going to be unstable enough to be able to kind of be removed somehow? Okay, so apparently not with regards to his mental sort of faculties, if you will. All right, what else do we have here? As of right now, is Donald Trump most likely to be the Republican nominee for president as of right now? Okay. Is Donald Trump going to win the presidency in 2024? No. Is Biden going to win re-election as president in 2024? Oops, sorry, strong yes. All right. Are the Dems going to control the House as a result of the next election? Yes. And are they going to retain and perhaps increase control in the Senate? Yes. So to clarify, as a result of the 2024 elections, are Democrats going to hold the House, the Senate, and the White House? Okay, strong yes. Apparently, wait a minute, before I get there. Somebody wants to know if AI is going to become dangerous. It's too broad a question. It seems like it should be a simple yes, no, but it's not. The answer is pendulum is like, yeah, of course it can. It can potentially become dangerous. It can also potentially do amazing, positive things. So the real question from to my mind anyway is, are governments going to be able to react quickly enough to put in laws or guardrails, that kind of thing in place to keep AI from becoming invasive and dangerous? Okay, so it's a yes. It feels like they're going to be running a little bit behind the eight ball. I think they probably already are. But it looks like, by and large, they're going to try to step up and make this sort of thing work. I have somebody from Australia. Hello. And wondering if, because of the fires that are going on now, and they're so terrible, if the fire season, the summer season in Australia is also going to be higher than usual, more dangerous than usual. Is it going to spread farther than normal? I'm sorry. It looks like a yes. Okay, so I asked a question, somebody had asked a question of, is Trump going to be found guilty of treason? Treason, you have to be at war, I was told repeatedly. So, is Trump going to be found guilty of playing a role or a part or leading the insurrection, the January 6th insurrection? Okay, that's a yes. You know what? I don't know if Jack Smith has actually charged him with that. For some reason, I'm not sure. Anyways, is Tuberville going to continue to block the military promotions? Is he going to carry this behavior on for the next little while? Yes. All right. Now I've heard that this even the Senate and the White House, I think it is, are working together to look for a go around, a way to get around what he's doing. Is that likely to happen? Yes. And are they going to be successful in making him impotent? Yes. Somebody asked if the fake electors in Michigan are going to be charged. Why, for some reason, do I think that they were this past week? Okay, I don't know the answer to that at all. So let's ask. Are the fake electors in Michigan going to be charged? That's a yes. Okay, somebody wants to know if Chutkin will put Trump in jail. A little broad, okay? So let's back this up a bit. Is Trump going to end up being held in contempt of court for his nonsense? Yes. You're seeing this on Friday. I think it's today, on Thursday. They have to appear in court today, the lawyers, to give them their preferred date for their preference for when the trial starts. I imagine she might have a thing or two to have said to them. I'm not sure. But the thing is with her, she has all kinds of levers available. The first thing she is going to do is not going to be to throw him in jail. Okay, that's just not, it's too an inflammatory thing to do. But I think she's going to work her way up the levels. Is that correct? Is Dr. Chutkin going to and Chutkin, sorry people, is she going to use all of the levers at her disposal to keep Trump or attempt to keep Trump in line. Yeah, so she's going to do what she has to do. She is like no nonsense. Make no mistake. Okay, apparently, last week, instead of saying, is Donald Trump going to be Biden's opponent? I said Ronald, and everybody's all excited about that. So here we go. Pendulum, at this point, is Donald J. Trump going to be Biden's opponent for the 2024 presidential election at this point? Yes. Somebody wants to know if Trump was a mentally impaired president. I'm not actually sure that I need the pendulum to answer that, but it's a broad question, sort of tongue in cheek. Let's just see what the answer is. Was he mentally impaired? Yes. Going forward, are there going to be laws put in place that require presidential candidates to submit to mental and physical health testing, as opposed to that's kind of what people do because it's the norm? Is it going to become a law? Yes. Now, that's going to be tricky, right? Because let's face it, I mean, um, Trump's doctor at the beginning of this whole crazy time said that what? He was the most perfect human specimen he'd ever seen, or some damn thing. So I guess that's going to be a little tricky figuring out what lawyer or what doctor is going to be acceptable, but we'll leave that for another time. Somebody wants to know if Bedminster, and I've added Mar-a-Lago, are going to end up in the government hands in being seized to create payment for the courts and, damages or however that works. Let's see. Is Bedminster going to end up in government hands at some point? All right, that looks like a yes. And how about Mar-a-Lago? And that looks like a yes, but I will caution you, these are very small sort of yeses. So, you know. Um, so somebody wants to, it's a good question. Actually, I think it's probably a question for a reading, but we'll check it out here. Question is Donald now more dangerous than he was because he has less control of the situation? Because he's not in control, that tends to make him act out and become more dangerous. So it's a broad question. Let's ask it broadly, and then we'll see if we can narrow it down a bit. Is Trump feeling more threatened now than he ever has before? Yes. Is that making him legally um imprudent? Yes. Are Is his rhetoric going to continue to rally up his base? Yes. Are there going to be people within his base who um, are likely to become or could become that sort of lone wolf kind of terrorist attack type of person? Yes. Is this something that I guess it's the FBI are monitoring, or whatever alphabet agency it is? Is that something that is being monitored very closely? I imagine Homeland Security might have something to do with it. Are they watching these people? Are they watching what's going on and keeping close tabs on it? Yes. And there was also sort of a zero tolerance policy. Okay, so if you work in the government, if you were, part of what has been going on, any threat has to be reported. There's sort of none of this sort of at your discretion. Oh, I think that's none of that. It's like if somebody comes at you with a threat, it has to be reported and it's being monitored and followed. Um, Is Trump going to actually be able to create sort of a riot-like environment like he has before? Is he going to actually be able to create that? No, he's not. Somebody suggested that what Trump has or has had for a long time is something called PPD, paranoid personality disorder. Let's ask, has paranoid personality disorder been something that is part of Donald Trump's makeup for entertainment purposes only? And this is a pendulum answer, so allegedly. Yeah. Somebody wanted to know if Trump had always had mental and cognitive issues. They're not using the pendulum. They're just giving me the answer. They're saying he has always had several mental, emotional issues. And his cognitive abilities, they're saying, listen, they're declining. He's getting older. They're declining. But understand the baseline from which he started was not exactly all that high. So I guess, what they're saying is if you're not very smart to start with, when those cognitive abilities get going, kind of dicey. Somebody wanted to know if Judge Aileen Cannon is going to be off the case before the end of this year. Is she going to be removed? Wow, that's a really actually strong guess. So there we go for that. Are Trump and Putin, I was sort of giggled a little bit over the way the question was asked. Somebody wanted to know if Trump and Putin were working together. Let's see. That's a no. I think the more appropriate question should be, is Trump working for Putin? Is Trump under Putin's thumb? Yes. Is the government overall going to do a better than ever job at blocking um, interference from other countries such as Russia, perhaps China, perhaps Saudi Arabia? Is the government going to have, I guess, I don't know, better firewalls or something? Are they going to be able to block some of it? That's a yes. And somebody wants to know if democracy will survive. And yes, it will. Okay, so thank you so very, very much for being here. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Remember to do something nice for yourself and someone else. And I will look forward to seeing you back here next week. Also, if you do follow the weekly Pick Your Crystal Tarot readings, it will be released tomorrow morning, just like always. Take care now. Bye-bye.